Let's talk about noun phrases. Not sure if you've come across Grammaticus, but it is a word game in which you are looking at word classes. You're looking at the 4 open word classes, adjective, noun, adverb, verb, and the 4 closed, determiner, conjunction, pronoun, and preposition. Sometimes they're called content words and function words. Let's just take 3 of these. Let's just take determiner, adjective, and noun. Now, this isn't the only way you can make a noun phrase, but it's the classic way. And here would be an example: a bulbous weasel. Bulbous meaning like a bulb. A bulbous weasel. Let's just write that out. So that is a noun phrase. It has got a determiner at the beginning. It's got an adjective in the middle, and it's got a noun at the end. Now, the determiner determines something about the noun. In this case, I've used a. I could have used the. I could have used my to indicate possession. We have an adjective, which then actually takes weasel, which has, of course, its own meaning, and modifies it. It changes its meaning. And that really is why noun phrases are interesting to look at. They are distinct chunks of meaning which actually have really interesting features and are interesting to discuss when you are analysing texts. We could, if we want, write a really long one like this one: the enormous, hairy, purple ape with, what should we say, unusually large feet. How about that? Now, in the middle of this long noun phrase is the word ape. It's a noun. It is also the head word in the noun phrase. It is the word around which everything else kind of gravitates, if you like. Ape has been pre-modified with enormous, hairy, purple. Okay, so that's changing its meaning as we run up to the noun. And then it's also been post-modified with unusually large feet. So we have all this information about the ape. But, crucially, it is not a sentence. I know it looks like one, but it's not one. Why? Because it doesn't have a verb. If you haven't got a verb, you haven't got a sentence. Because nothing's happening, is it, yet, to this ape? And the ape isn't doing anything yet. It is just there, and we're waiting for that to happen. So that's a little bit about what noun phrases are. Here is an extract from an article. You might want to pause here and have a look, see if you can see where the noun phrases are. I've picked out this one and this one, a grouchy morning and a stressed out afternoon. I'm really going to focus on a grouchy morning. So we have the noun, morning, modified by the adjective grouchy, and then the determiner a. It's just one of a number, perhaps, of potentially grouchy mornings this person has had. The writer here, who I'm just going to imagine might be female, has put this adjective grouchy in front of morning, and I think it's interesting. Why do I think it's interesting? Because you can't really have a grouchy morning. You can have a bright morning, you can have an early morning, but not really a grouchy morning. And the reason why it's in here is because that's what the article is about. It is about a situation, if you like, a problem when you're not feeling great, and then it's going on to talk about the solution. Solution being, as we see in a minute, food. Now, interestingly, a grouchy morning is actually an example of hyperlarge. Hyperlarge, by the way, is, well, it's here we've got an adjective noun, grouchy morning, but actually grouchy, the adjective, doesn't really refer to morning. It refers back to other parts of the sentence, probably to the verb cure and to other kind of the whole concept of this entire sentence, which is this idea of, you're not feeling that great. And that actually is the gist of this whole extract here, and indeed the whole article. You've got grouchiness and you've got your solution, which of course is healthy food. Now, in this feature article, which is an interview with R.J. Mitt from Breaking Bad, we have a number of noun phrases which set up the typical TV star, such as his camera-ready smile, the noun smile being modified by camera-ready. Camera, interestingly, is a noun. You can modify nouns with other nouns, by the way. It does set up this idea of the typical TV star. And that's important because, as we know, things are changing in terms of representation on TV. And here we have a star who's got cerebral palsy, and that's what the feature interview goes on to talk about. It anticipates, if you like, what's going to happen later on and how things are changing in TV in terms of representation. So there we are, noun phrases done. Thanks very much.